What if your unplanned life is actually your most important life? If you are over 40, there is a high chance that at one point or another, you have settled for something you didn't like. But because you thought it was going to be temporary, you decided to give it a shot. It might be a job you just wanted to do temporarily, hoping to quit as soon as you found something better. You hope to quit in the next 2 to 3 months, but somehow you ended up spending a year or even years in it. This is exactly the same way you had planned to become a pilot, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or even the president of the US when you were just a kid. But today, life has placed you in a different field entirely. You strategized, you tried to control the future, but sometimes no amount of effort can prevent the unexpected. You find yourself in a chapter you never bargained for. Life has a way of steering us into roles we never planned. It has a way of writing its own scripts. Studies show that nearly 6 in 10 people over 40 feel unfulfilled in the career path they followed. And it is not just about work. It is about identity and the mismatch between expectations and reality. This is something that psychologists refer to as the silent grief. That's quite unspoken regret of becoming someone you didn't plan to be. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Roman Empire, a man who had every reason to be paralyzed by the weight of his responsibilities, wrote this to himself in private. Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen. This is kind of harsh, but it is also liberating. Your grief is real, but it doesn't have to chain you. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps rooted in psychology and ancient Stoic wisdom to help you handle the disappointment that comes from not being where you plan to be in life. But before we get into this, if you are over 40 and you know deep down that you are not where you plan to be in life, hit the like button right now. It tells the algorithm that people like us, people who are still showing up, still trying, still figuring things out, are still standing. And if you are tired of living in the shadow of a life you didn't plan, subscribe right now. Here are 3 actionable steps to help you handle the disappointment that comes from not being where you plan to be in life. 1. Stop comparing yourself to others. According to Theodore Roosevelt, comparison is the thief of joy. But psychology goes even deeper than that. Studies show that constant social comparison activates the brain's stress centers, leading to anxiety, depression, and a chronic sense of inadequacy. The people you are comparing yourself to, most of them are fighting invisible battles you will never know about. Epictetus reminds us that it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So stop measuring yourself against others. It only steals energy from your next move. 2. Redefine success for yourself. You might not have become the person you imagined, but who are you now? The wisdom, the resilience, and the experience you have built are uniquely yours, and they all come from your past struggles. Have you ever asked yourself this question? What if your unplanned life is actually your most important life? According to Seneca, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. The key is not lamenting over lost plans. It is discovering the value in the life you already lead. Research on post-traumatic growth shows that people who encounter unexpected challenges and process them constructively often develop greater resilience, empathy, and creativity than those who live perfectly according to their plans. Here is your action plan for this step. Take a notebook. Write down 3 ways your current paths has uniquely prepared you for something meaningful. Even the smallest realization matters in this process. The immediate benefit of doing this is that you will stop seeing your unplanned life as a consolation prize and start seeing it as a foundation. 3. Set one meaningful goal today. Stop waiting for life to line up perfectly. Real progress comes from small, tangible, achievable goals. Psychologists call this the progress principle. Small incremental wins boost your satisfaction, your motivation, and your sense that you are actually steering your life. If you don't start taking action right now, you are not just waiting, you are actively choosing stagnation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your grief and your regret can be fuel, not chains. So use your frustration and your anger positively. Grief over the life you didn't plan is natural, but it does not have to define or chain you. You have more time, you have more wisdom, and more power than you can ever imagine. You might not be the person you dreamed of becoming as a child, but you can absolutely become the person you choose to be today. The Stoics remind us that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So always think clearly and act deliberately. Step into the life you want, not just the life that happened to you. Every single positive step forward begins with a choice, and this is your choice moment. Please drop a comment below. Tell me one thing the unplanned version of your life gave you that the planned version never could have given you. I want to read every single one. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe, and always remember, every small action you take right now is a step toward reclaiming your life.